Okay folks, Dave here. Before I get started, I just wanted to say that the following video will contain information about Arrow Season 2 and The Flash Season 2. And I'll be talking also about the possible events that will be happening in Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow for the 4-episode crossover coming up later this year. So if you haven't watched any of those yet, then stop watching now. For everybody else that's caught up, hey guys, here, and I am ready to talk about a possibility for a big bad guy for the show. And I'm talking big. I was talking with a friend of mine about different stuff coming up for this season. I mean, we got Season 5 of Arrow, which it really needs something to pick it up. We've got Season 3 of The Flash. A lot of people are concerned that since Season 3 is when Arrow started to do the kind of decline, hopefully it's not going to happen this time. But we also got Seasons 2 of Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow, plus Supergirl will be crossing over and merging with the reality of the other shows on the CW, so that's going to be awesome. Now, everyone's talking about who the big bads could be. Now, for a 4-episode crossover, you're going to have a really big, threatening menace for all 4 teams and all 4 shows to cross over. And I got to thinking about that. I mean, last year when they had the 2-part crossover, it actually introduced Hawkman and Hawkgirl. It got the beginning of the Legends of Tomorrow in there, and it was Vandal Savage. He was powerful, he was vicious, he was frightening, he was brutal. He was a perfect foil for more than one hero. Now that Vandal's gone, although by questionable means, you know what I'm talking about, you're going to need something big that'll be a common threat. Now, one of the big things that's going to be happening in Legends of Tomorrow is the so-called Legion of Doom, which is apparently going to consist of Reverse Flash, Damian Dark, a few other bad guys, and potentially as well as the Captain Cold, although now Snart may not have a memory of working with the Legends, so the hero Snart may not be there. So while the Legends are dealing with their own counter-evil group trying to change time and take over the world, it could be a recruiting drive. They could be trying to find other big bads to join with them to do their bidding. Now, back in Season 2 of Arrow, I actually enjoyed that season. Of course, it debuted Barry Allen coming into it and led up to the spinoff of The Flash. But he came in there to deal with the Mirakuru soldiers. And one of the big ones that Oliver faced was Cyrus Gold. Now, a lot of the comic book fans know about this. And Cyrus Gold is the real name of someone that would later become a very dangerous bad guy that has threatened the Justice Society, the Justice League. He's been spotted in the Batman Arkham game, and usually, although his powers tend to fluctuate, there have been times when you need nothing less than Superman to take him out, if not an entire team. Now, I'll get to that in a little bit. Now, Cyrus Gold worked with Brother Blood to get a hold of stuff required to start making Mirakuru. In fact, he was a Mirakuru soldier. He was large, strong, powerful, tough, damn near impossible to take down. But eventually, the Arrow did take him down by shooting an explosive arrow into a container of Mirakuru, and it exploded into his face. So not only did the shockwave and everything take him out, but also, although he was already a Mirakuru soldier, it was the combination of the shock as well as a Mirakuru overload into his system that killed him, and we saw half his face just all green and messed up, and he was pretty much dead. Well, flash forward. See what I said there? Flash forward? Okay. Flash forward to Season 2 of The Flash. There was a wonderful episode that Kevin Smith directed called The Runaway Dinosaur, where Barry, trying to get his powers back, was actually trapped in the Speed Force after he thought he had died. He had to go through a trial for the Speed Force to finally accept certain things and eventually get his powers back. Now, while this was going on, recently the burst of energy from the particle accelerator in trying to get him his powers back not only took down Wally West and Jesse Quick, well, Jesse Wells, I should say, who will eventually become Jesse Quick, but it also reanimated the corpse of the villain Girder that was in the morgue of Star Labs. So, apparently, if you're a metahuman, a burst of dimensional energy from the particle accelerator could, in part, bring you back as a meta-zombie. This is very important. In fact, that episode, not only being a very heartfelt episode and very well done and directed, I might add, kudos, Kevin Snoogans, but that actually may have set things up for the transformation and return of Cyrus Gold as his more famous counterpart. I'm talking about Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, christened on Tuesday, married on Wednesday, took ill on Thursday, got worse on Friday, died on Saturday, and buried on Sunday. This is the story of Solomon Grundy. This guy has been one of the most popular undead that have gone on for decades. He has taken on all kinds of classic characters. His origins have changed around quite a bit in the comics. Effectively, villain Cyrus Gold died, and due to the circumstances of where his body was, he ended up reanimating as a big, bloated, powerful corpse. He didn't remember who he was, but eventually someone was saying the old nursery rhyme, Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. He picked that up, and he assumed that was his name. He started doing all kind of different crime things again, trying to get gold and things like that, because apparently gold is very important to him. Now, I'm thinking that given the whole Flashpoint thing, how reality keeps being altered, how the timeline keeps being altered, and everything, what if Cyrus Gold, with the explosion of Mirakuru into him, it did kill him, but it also put his body into like a transformative state. Now, this was before the particle accelerator had detonated. What if Cyrus Gold actually, he was powerful, but what if the Mirakuru actually activated a dormant metagene inside of him before the particle accelerator turned it on? Maybe with the dimensional stuff happening, maybe with the time shifts and everything that happened with the episodes of Legends of Today, Legends of Yesterday, what happened with the Arrow Flash crossover. What if certain dimensional energies, including from another burst of the particle accelerator, or when the realities merge at the end of Flashpoint, something happens to start animating the corpse of Cyrus Gold, essentially one of the last bastions of Mirakuru in his cells, but he becomes a Frankenstein's monster. Now, we've seen CGI massive big bad guys like Gorilla Grodd and King Shark. I think this is setting up for something big, powerful, and it could be the one thing that can threaten all four characters of all the shows. We've got Solomon Grundy is just as much a mystic as anything else. So magic is one thing that can actually harm people like Supergirl and other Kryptonians, and even others that had problems with magic. I mean, we're talking about someone that is effectively super strong, nearly invulnerable. Even if you hurt them, they can heal. And even if there's been times that Solomon Grundy has died, eventually he's going to resurrect again, but no one knows when, except on a Monday. I think that we're talking about a creature that could be the big bad threat. I mean, let's take a look at these possibilities. I think that the Legends are going to get involved because if the Legion of Doom are going to try to recruit Solomon, then you're going to be following them to it, and this thing's going to be running amok. Possibly in a way that could threaten other realities if he gets a hold of a time ship or something. Not that Solomon's going to be smart enough to pilot it, but if the Legion try to take this monster, he'd be the juggernaut that couldn't be stopped. He'd probably be powerful enough to take on Supergirl. The Flash and Arrow have a history with Cyrus Gold, so, I mean, Cyrus was the one that was stealing stuff that brought Barry to Star City in the first place to track him down. So the Flash and Arrow would have the most history with him. In fact, here's another little interesting thing. I hate to bring this up, but there has been a character back in the Silver Age of the comics named Blockbuster. He was effectively one of DC's comics equivalent of the Hulk. He was an experimental guy, became powerful, dangerous, and angry. Kind of like Solomon Grundy, only still with a pulse. But in his Silver Age incarnation, for some strange reason, he had an unknowing, there was an irrational hatred and desire to kill the Batman. Now, given that Arrow has been taking a lot of things from the Batman storyline, as well as for villains, if the Arrow was the one that killed Cyrus Gold, that would be a reason why Solomon Grundy might want revenge on him. And this would bring everybody to the table to try to stop him. So, yeah, Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, this could be the big one. And like I said, if we've seen Grodd, we've seen King Shark, I think we're going to be getting the biggest super zombie that DC Comics has to offer. Just my opinion, though. What do you guys think? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around, and tell me your thoughts on whether or not we're going to be getting Solomon Grundy. Personally, I think all the pieces fit. And if I am right, then it's going to be a thing of beauty. So what do you guys think? Until next time, Dave signing off. Peace. Yum yum.